Hi folks, this is All the Fruit and welcome to part 2 of my munching my way through Tenom Agricultural Park, the best place for fruit hunting in all of Borneo and one of the best places in all of Southeast Asia and maybe in all of Asia. Well, in the first part I covered about a third of the park. I will not cover everything. The second park I will cover merely 10 to 15% of the park, but I will cover the gigantic fruit collections and also the agricultural collections, at least the public ones. Outside of the park there are hundreds of hectares of non-public collections, hundreds of durian clones, mango clones, artocarpus clones, and so on. But let's see what we can find here in the public part, where everybody can go, pay his 25 ringgit, or if you are local 10 ringgit, and enjoy all this. I'm here for the first time outside of the fruit season, so I will not be able to show you hundreds of fruit species, but it will still be enough to fill me up. More so because the little canteen of the park is closed at the moment and I'm staying here for a couple of days. So I have to survive on what I can forage here. Couple important nut trees. The candle nut, which is so fatty that you can make candles from it, but you can also totally eat it. Here are a couple nuts growing on low branches. Here the caoutchouc tree, which has also totally edible nuts, but it's better to first heat them. Over there I think I see a sterculia, and behind it a lot of other interesting nuts. But here, first, the tasty candle nuts. I'm mostly familiar with the western varieties bred in the Americas, which are non-bitter, but the locals, they like their bitter taste. So this, I bet, will be one of the bitter varieties. The super rare Kezuzu tree. This is the holy grail of Borneo fruit hunting. I've located several trees in the jungle. Most fruit hunters, even really good ones, have never seen or tasted this fruit. But here you can basically find it in a public park. And the branches are so low that with a bit of luck, if you were in the fruit season, you could eat the fruits right off the tree. Camu camu, a Muricaria species. Not my favorite berry, but yeah. It's mostly sour. I like sweet fruits. Well, we're gonna get to the miracle fruit soon. Candle tree. The fruits might look like candles, but they're edible and sweet, just a bit too fibrous. Normally when I'm here the ground is covered with fruits and it smells like a winery. But now I have to whine that there are no fruits. When I say that there are no fruits, I mean that right now we will not find hundreds of fruit species, but we'll still find quite a lot. Like the oxheart annona here. However, those are still hard oxhearts. Same goes for this one fruit here, which is even still green. Nothing lying on the ground. The ones on the ground could be so... Ah, yes, there is one on the ground. Well, firstly, here is one. No, this one is still not ripe. What about the one on the ground, or the half on the ground? Oh, yeah. Nice and soft. Ah, and I'm totally edible according to the local mosquitoes. A champerak tree. We are definitely gonna eat tonight, folks. Look at that. Lots of quite ripe looking champeraks on the ground. The champerak is the sweet and smelly cousin or brother of the jackfruit, twin brother probably. There are so many different ways to eat the champerak. When unripe, you can eat it as a curry. Like those things off the tree, you can eat them as a curry. If you are a squirrel, you can make holes into them and extract the seeds, which are the size and the taste of chestnuts. Well, the most common way of eating champedak is, fortunately this one is rotten. Oh look, it's teeming with maggots. Well, let's show you the way. The most common way of eating it is eating those arils around the seeds. And even if this is teeming with maggots and you don't want to eat the arils, you can extract the big seeds and roast or cook them like chestnuts. You can also take this fibrous stuff, remove the green skin and fry the fibrous stuff. And it will be very tasty. I've never tried it, but I was told that it's extremely tasty. Yeah, what else can you do? Oh, and of course you can dry the arils and make chips from them, which will last a long time and will be even sweeter than the flesh. But now I want to eat. This one was rotten, but is each and every one rotten? Or maybe not. Let's try the next one. Ah, come on. Too tough. Well, maybe later I'll come back with the pocket knife and try to open a couple of those big bad boys. Right next to the champedak, its closest cousin, the jackfruit. Well, the champedak seems to be ultra-tropical, or at least seasonal in the not-so-tropical areas. I've never seen it, for example, in Thailand or Cambodia. Tell me if it grows there. I think it grows only in the ultra-tropics. The jackfruit grows all the way to Europe. Can produce big fruits in the most subtropical areas of Europe, which are almost frost-free. There's rumor that some Chinese immigrant even has some small commercial jackfruit plantation somewhere in southern Spain. You can do. Why are they not collecting them? Why is this huge thing rotting here? It's the biggest tree fruit. Can get heavier than a person. And yeah, you can do with the jackfruit everything you can do with the champedak, only that the jackfruit is so much bigger. Another relative, albeit from a different genus, is the African breadnut, Trichulia africana. Look at the size of those fruits, folks. Those are the size of a human head. Let's see if we find one which is at the proper age. Yeah. Oh God, this is really rotten inside. People from Africa have told me that as kids they had to remove the seeds from this thing. It was a very tedious work. Well, the old boss of the botanic garden told me that he could acquire only one seed from the species. So no male flowers, so no pollinated fruit, so no nuts. Maybe if those African kids acquire some variety which is non-pollinated, quite a chemical taste. To be honest, I prefer champedak or jackfruit, but I guess I'm eating this one wrong. Amorphophallus titanum. This is the fruit of the biggest, well, no, this is not titanum, but Amorphophallus. This is the fruit of the biggest flower in the world, although I'm not sure if this, well, I'm pretty sure this species is not the biggest in the world, but it's the genus with the biggest flowers in the world, and of course flowers produce fruits. But too rich in oxalate. There seems to be a way to eat it, but only when you are starving and with a lot of preparation. Another tasty Artocarpus. This should be Mentawak, I think. Yeah, the one with the white arils inside. However, a couple of fruits I can see here. They have been enjoyed by some squirrel or another flying or climbing animal on the tree. So I said, folks, we are not in the fruit season. In the fruit season, this year would be covered in fruits and smelling like a winery, basically. But now we have to really work for our food. Here another big Amorphophallus inflorescence. beautiful, but not really edible. It is wonderful Artocarpus collection. I used to munch my way through it during the fruit season. Star apple trees are quite common in the park, easily recognizable by the copper-colored underside of the leaves. The upper side is green. Oh, here it's very dark. Let's go outside where it's more light. The upper side is a normal green, but the underside is copper-colored. Durian is a little bit similar, but the color is not that strong. And here I think, oh yeah, we are lucky. This is a more or less ripe one. Why is it called star apple? Doesn't look like a star fruit. It's also called milk apple. Guess why? This one is not completely ripe. But we can eat and taste the arrows inside. However, I will not be able to show the beautiful star shape of the fruit, and also it's not as sweet as it would have been a week or two later. Different species of snake fruit. I found some red snake fruit in Ulubaram about a week ago, but those here, they don't seem to be in season. What about the toddy palm? Really tasty big edible palm fruit. No, not in season. The mummy apple, not in season. Yeah, told you it's not the fruit season. However, what is this? Another star apple. Where does it come from? From this tree. Nothing there. What do we have here? Another tree with big roundish fruits. Cannot even identify it right now. It's a beautiful big tree. But the next one finally has something nice to offer again. Velvet apples. And they might not be truly in season. The fruits are a few and quite small, but hey, they are totally enough and big enough for a hungry fruit hunter like me. The hairy cousin of the kaki fruit tastes completely different. I would still prefer kaki if I had the choice. But it's good to have the choice and to be able to choose this one from time to time. So many memories of fruits which are not in season now. Can you see the extent of this fruit collection, folks? It goes in all directions. Everything here is an excellent fruit tree. Everything. You might not like everything, but the ones you don't like, somebody else will. And this goes on and on and on. Bale fruit, strange fruit from South Asia. Although I'm not even sure if it occurs wild here in Borneo. Well, it's very hard, and very hard is not always good, because sometimes if you are very hard, you crack open when you fall on the ground. Let's see, this one might not be 100% ripe. It's an acquired taste, I would say. Sweet and very aromatic. But this is also still very tart, bitter and soapy. Not ripe enough, I guess. Let's get... Well, this one also doesn't look ripe enough. This one should be a bit more ripe. more sweetness, less soapiness, too many mosquitoes, less soapiness and bitterness and tartness, but still not my favorite fruit. However, in India and surrounding countries people like it, but here nobody even bothered to collect them. Lots of pomelos on the ground. Oh, this one is bad already. For some reason I prefer the Chinese pomelos. I don't like the tropical pomelos so much. They have sort of a nauseating flavor. Oh, this one should be good. Oh, open already. Well, don't open pomelos like this, folks. I'm doing it only because I'm filming at the same time. Not too bad, actually. I want more of that. We have to wash my hands soon. Don't eat me, mosquitoes. As far as tropical pomelos go, I totally like this one. Mocambo or white cocoa. One unripe fruit still up there. I hoped that I can try ripe fruits now, but I don't know what happened to them. There are a lot of fruits lying on the ground. Those could have been rotting for months now. I found one green fruit on the ground, but I think it has been lying there some time already because it doesn't taste too fresh. Not rotten, but something that fell off the tree unripe and then was lying on the ground too long. I left it here about 2 hours ago. This is a close relative of the cocoa, folks. This is white cocoa. Yeah. Tastes strange. Tasted better last time when the fruit wasn't lying on the ground too long. This tastes very savory, actually. Not so much like a fruit, but yeah, savory. In the way some durians or some bambagans taste savory, but even more. One of maybe the most savory fruit I've ever eaten. Talking about savory fruits, here's some lepisantes. Fortunately, they are ripe. Yeah, a lychee or rambutan relative. You eat the sweet arrow. It is kind of savory, but after this very strange mocambo fruit, I don't even feel the savoriness anymore. Here we have another durian collection, however no fruits, not even on the rare blue durian or cura durian, Durio testudinarum. I managed to try a small remnant of the fruit here a couple years ago, but still have to find the whole fruit and eat it. By the way, the fruits on Durio testudinarum are not being born on the treetop, but on those bumps near the ground, so they're quite easy to collect. Well, the other ones are also quite easy to collect once they fell to the ground. Tired already? Then be glad we are not in the fruit season, because in the fruit season there would be so much more to munch on here. But even now, we are just starting. Just starting, folks. Let's see. Yeah. Here we have some water apple, which at least one branch is in season, and we are lucky it's the lowest branch. This could be the variety candy stripe. Tastes a lot like roses. Stop eating me, mosquitoes. Well, it is a close relative of the rose apple. two really impressive black sapote trees here. Here is one, over there the other one. Black sapote is also known as chocolate fruit. It might look brownish greenish on the outside, but on the inside totally looks like chocolate. However, those they seem to be coming down too early and then rotting, because when properly ripe, yeah, oh, look at this cloud of mosquito. Well, when properly ripe they should look like this, like black disgusting goo, but they should taste more or less like chocolate pudding. I doubt this rotten stuff here tastes like chocolate pudding. Why are so many mosquitoes under the black sapote? Incredible. Where does the kedundong fruit come from? Ah, here is the tree. Yeah, those are usually eaten unripe. Oh, I prepare them ripe. And here, Ceylon gooseberry. I can see a couple ripe fruits on the ground. And here is one on the shrub, eating Ceylon gooseberry. It's hairy, but it tastes exactly like gooseberry. Here, by the way, folks, a fruit I never had luck with. I've seen trees several times in several different parks, but they were never the exactly correct ripeness. This is Keppel, one of the most mystical fruits in the world. Only royal princesses of Yogyakarta were supposed to eat it. It is a natural anti-contraceptive, so you can have fun with everybody after you've eaten it. Probably another reason princesses liked it so much. And also, it makes your body odor smell like violets. Yeah, folks, that's why true princesses smell like violets, not like normal people. However, I've seen the fruit, the tree either like this, in buds, or in flower, or in unripe fruit, or in overripe rotten fruit. So much more stuff everywhere over there. But I'm getting tired and there is so much more to cover here. This place is gigantic. There are other similar collections in Southeast Asia, don't get me wrong. There are the botanic gardens of, Kuala Lumpur, Yogyakarta, Bogor, Penang, not so much the botanic garden, but the tropical fruit park, also Singapore, but this is the only one I experienced in full fruit season. Here, by the way, the lipstick fruit, in a rare variety, which is yellow outside, but it will not give you yellow lips. The inside will still totally give you beautiful red lips. Or you can color cheddar cheese with it, or a lot of other things. Anato is a very popular dye for different foodstuffs. Oh, the num num tree is not in season. Guess why it's called num num? It's so tasty and so, tough sometimes that you yum 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 all the time. Actually, well, beautiful flowers up there, but this one tiny fruit could actually be ripe enough. Usually they are considerably bigger, but yum yum yum. No, sorry, not ripe yet. Unfortunately, this one is even less ripe. Down there a couple others even less ripe ones. This one is a bit closer to the normal size, but still unripe. On the higher branches, it's cauliflorus, if you haven't noticed yet. Very few out of season fruits, but we are out of luck. Not a single one seems ripe enough for human consumption. Oh, kepayang, a very interesting tree. Giant fruits, the locals don't eat them. However, Oh, every part of the tree is poisonous, by the way. The locals like the green leaves as a vegetable, and they also take the huge seeds out of the fruit, usually when it's already rotten. Oh, hairy caterpillar. Incredibly beautiful, but also incredibly dangerous. Yeah, you get a lot more such things in jungle climate than in temperate climates. Let me find the huge fruit. You need weeks to detoxify it, but then it's kind of a popular vegetable for the locals. Tamarind, a very popular fruit to make curries and sauces sour. Well, no, this one is rotten. This one is also rotten. This one is unripe. And guess I'm out of luck, but yeah, it's basically a very sour fruit, which is also very sweet, but you don't taste the sweetness because the sourness still dominates. This year I don't even remember. Folks, if you're ever in Borneo, definitely don't forget to visit Tenom Agricultural Park. Oh, Tahiti chestnut. Okay, this is an edible nut. Nice and tasty. Oh yes, the ackee tree, the fugu of the plant world. One of the most toxic national foods in the world. And of course it's the national word of Jamaica. Well, here we have something else which is quite toxic. At least if you have kidney problems, you should totally avoid it. It's the star fruit. A very tasty fruit. I only like them when they are really ripe like this one. But since I know that they are not good for your kidneys, I try to avoid them. Over here, a really great treat, one of my favorite fruits, the egg fruit. It not only looks like egg, it also tastes like egg, like boiled egg yolk. And it's also incredibly rich in high quality protein. A good egg replacement in poor areas. I heard that egg prices have skyrocketed. So folks, go to the tropics, eat egg fruit. This one is already very ripe. Doesn't taste so much of eggs right now, of boiled egg yolk. It already tastes more of sweet boiled pumpkin. Amazing. Incredibly healthy. Very interesting fruit, especially for vegans. If they don't want to eat eggs, they can eat this stuff here. Coming back to this soon. The huge Garcinia collection. Unfortunately, most of them are not in season. Mangosteen, not in season. This seems to be some strange mutated mangosteen tree. The yellow mangosteen is in season, but despite it being cold, Garcinia dulcis, I think this is some sort of PR stunt, like calling this icy island Greenland, because Garcinia dulcis, the yellow mangosteen, is actually very sour. Garcinia atroviridis, the fruit looks a lot like Garcinia cambogia, and is being used a lot as a tamarind substitute. The flowers are very beautiful, and right now it's flowering, not fruiting. So many more tasty Garcinias, but some they don't even know what they are. Here, Garcinia sp. It says forest mangosteen, an unidentified one. I also have a whole list of unidentified mangosteens. So here this should be Garcinia cambogia, the really famous miracle drug. Yeah, Garcinia cambogia. And here, is this fruit still edible? No, it's too moldy. This one here should be good. It's opened, and the tastiest part, the arils are already gone. But unlike in the mangosteen, Another Garcinias, even the rind is edible. However, this here looks in a better condition. This is the famous Cambodia, folks, the Garcinia Cambodia. However, the tasty soft inside is already rotten. What about this one? This one seems to be harder. Maybe even the inside is intact. Nope, inside is full of worms. Those worms will not harm you. They eat plants. You'll basically digest them without trouble, but it's still disgusting. So many tasty Garcinia species here. And out of season. Well, I've never caught them all in season, but at least a bunch of them. Also some good tukulangsat over there. I guess you get the point. This was the fruit tree collection. Now we are going into the kind of a, what is it, a showcase farm where they have fruits and veggies. Well, we'll still mostly go after the fruits, but we will not ignore the veggies completely either. Here, some dragon fruit cacti. However, without dragon fruits, they don't seem to be in season. Here, some jackfruit. Very interesting cucurbitaceae. Blood red. The taste is not so special, but the diet provides for food is quite interesting, and it also seems to be very healthy. And here's some, look at that. They did not collect the passion fruit. This is the normal Passiflora edulis, but I don't care, folks. It's tasty. Don't need to eat super rare stuff all the time. Can eat the totally, this is rotten, but this seems to be good. Can eat the normal and totally well-known everyday maracuya. Delicious. Here by the fence, they have a huge banana collection. This way, it's already darkened out by the trees. Bananas are not growing well, but that way, it goes on after the curve. Look at that, we are in luck. Those here are completely ripe. Unfortunately, I'm just tall enough to get them. What is this? Not completely sure. Nice small yellow banana. Tasty. A very nice balance between sweet and sour. Oh, here comes the little tourist train. Not too many tourists right now. Hello. So nice. Nice sour banana. Actually, not very sweet. Could be some starchy frying banana, to be honest. With those bananas, I don't think this was intended. What happened here? Oh, bunch broke, so nothing edible here. And what happened with those? Were they even harvested? Nope, those here broke down too. But they are still unripe. What a pity. Look at that, I'm seeing this for the first time. This seems to be a pale starfruit variety. They never turn orange. Not very sweet either. Here are so many of them. Yeah, this is some strange, pale starfruit variety. It's tart. I think if this is as good as they get, they're inferior to the bright yellow colored ones. Wow, something went totally wrong with this banana bunch. Can you see it? They're all stuck inside the bracts, inside the inflorescence, and cannot get out. Here are some totally accessible coconuts. Well, actually last time they were more accessible. Well, last time was a couple years ago. Since then the tree has grown about half a meter. Same goes for this one. It's actually able to get them quite easily last time. Want me to tell you that everything tastes sweet from now on, folks? A huge bush of the miracle berry. Look, I've never seen anything like this. 4 to 5 meters tall. Actually, there are several bushes. So, yeah, it's a very wide group, but it's not one single bush. But still, 4 to 5 meters tall. That's a lot for miracle berry. Some more wild bananas. Don't look too appetizing. They look like they are small and dryish. See those two gigantic bushes here, those tree-sized bushes? They are something very special. Let's see if they are in season now. See the huge fruit up there, the one with the big hole? Now let's try and find some similar fruits on the ground. Here is one. However, this is a really puny one. This is just the size of a cup. Oh, now we are talking business. Monkey pot fruit. Why is it called the monkey pot fruit? Well, if you stick your hand inside, I hope there are no spiders, sorry. You stick your hand inside as a stupid monkey, fill it with the tasty nuts and try to get it out, you can't. If you take nut by nut, you will have no trouble to eat them all. Yeah, very nice and interesting nuts in the local jungle. I've never found good edible ones, only out of season badly developed fruits. I hoped that since everything else is out of season here, at least the monkey pots should be in season. But seems like I'm out of luck again. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? Oh no, those are the flowers. Very beautiful and very aromatic flowers, by the way. So those things are just flowering. Well, I cannot expect them to be fruiting at the same time. Or can I? Never give up hope, folk. A fresher one. Some squirrel has gotten most of them before they got properly ripe. What a pity. I want to eat monkey pots. But nope, nothing in season right now. The banana's gone for about 200 meters. I cannot see anything else that's ripe over there right now. Here we are in the drug collection. Cocoa used to be big business in Borneo. It still is in Kalimantan, where labor is cheap, but in Sarawak and Sabah they have given up on it. What they have not given up on is the coffee. Tenum coffee is quite famous. From the high mountain villages, they are carrying it down to the town where they produce a big selection of coffees. This seems to be, is this coffee Liberica or what was it? Some quite big fruited coffee species. This here looks more average size. Yeah. There are several different coffee species. They all have edible fruits, but since the fruits don't last very long, people just burn the seeds. And the cocoa has been eaten by the squirrels. Here is a very interesting plant. I think the label was wrong to begin with. Sterculia. Then the Weird Explorer made a video about it calling it Sterculia. And then I also made a video about it calling it Sterculia. It actually seems to be some species of cola, not the normal cola nut, but another less well-known one. You can actually eat the sweet arrows. Tasty, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to sleep. Here the main cash crop of the island, oil palms. I'm one of the few people who enjoy the fruits. However, not after they have been chewed by a monkey or other animal. However, what I have not tried yet, what people around here do sometimes, it's roast the nuts inside, then they seem to become very tasty. Another cash crop of Borneo is black pepper. That's how they grow it on those stuffs or stakes. Well, if you harvest it unripe, you get green pepper. If you wait longer, oh yeah, nice peppery taste. If you wait longer, oh, and hot, you get black pepper. If you peel the pepper, you get white pepper. Red pepper, no, red pepper is made by other plants. Here a very popular local plant for foraging, Bunga cantan or torch ginger. The flower is being used for cooking. The bud is being used. The fruit, usually in the ripe condition, is being used. The seeds inside, and also the inside of young stalks. They all taste gingery and peppery and sour, and are being used in a similar way. And here a different ginger, just has his flowers on the ground, not on a stick, not on a torch. Oh, it's also an Etlingera. Yeah, this one is Etlingera elatior. Yes, I knew this. And this one, well, it looks like an Etlingera, but now I know that it is an Etlingera. It's being used in a similar way, but tastes more of formic acid than the former species. The garden looks a little bit, well, let's see what we can find. A lot of things I don't know, but I'm seeing on the markets from time to time. Well, Plantago Major, but those things I don't know. Well, I know manioc and chilies and tomatoes. And look at those lime folks. Look at how they are producing. They are producing in huge clusters. Ain't that amazing? Huge clusters which are hanging down on the ground. Here different eggplants. We have a huge diversity of eggplants here. This is the Japanese eggplant, one of the most common ones. More papayas over there, even some ripe ones. More chilies and manioc, but not much else. We seem to be more or less between seasons. Okay, folks, this was a very fast foraging tour through the fruit collection and through the, basically farm. I think they call it all together the Living Museum of the Agricultural Park of Tenum. If you want to know more about the Agricultural Park of Tenum, I have a lot of videos from Tenum. If you happen to be in Borneo, definitely visit the Agricultural Park of Tenum. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful Agricultural Park of Tenum. Of course, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.